My name is Siyabonga Forex Lover. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new and you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification so that you can get notified every time I release a fresh and a dope video. Anyway, on today's video I will be presenting about trading ranges. Before I get to this video, I want to remind everyone that the forex market trends about 30% of the time and ranges about 70% of the time, meaning every time that you are trying to trade with a trend, you will find out that the market is ranging and the market is requiring more patience from your side as a trader. So there is a need to understand and master trading with the ranges. So the first thing that I would like to share, if you have a piece of paper, what is the easiest way to find a trading range? Before you decide on how you're gonna trade it, where you're gonna enter, where you're gonna place your stop loss, you have to do the first thing, which is identifying a trading range. So my question is, what is the easiest way to identify a trading range, or how can you identify a trading range? So my answer to that question is, the easiest way that you can find a trading range is by using the line charts or switching your charts to the line charts. So for this example, we are on USD CHF for our chart. So on this USD CHF chart, the first thing that we do, switch to the line chart, and then we just look at our chart. Do we see a trading range? In my eyes, well, no, I don't see any trading range. I actually see a trend, but I won't get to that. Now let's switch to the daily. Do I see a trading range? No, I don't see a trading range. So what is the next thing to move on to another pair, which will give you this trading range that you are looking for. So anyway, another advice, while I'm still trying to load this template, I want to remind everyone that it's not a good idea to go to the 15-minute time frame or 5-minute, or even the time frames that are lower than the 5-minute, and try, like for instance in this case, and look for ranges and trade them. And I can assure you that this is a trading range, or rather say a potential trading range, because it's been tested twice right here in front of me without even further going to the past, without going to the past and look at the history, whether this is being tested more than 2 or 3 times. But now on this chart in front of me, I can see it's about to be tested for a second time here, where everyone could be looking to sell. Some of them could be looking to buy around here. But if this market comes back down, it's a confirmed support whereby it's at least touched 3 times, then you can look for your entry. So right now I wouldn't even try to validate this range. I'm just gonna go straight to the 4 hours time frame and then see if we can identify any ranges there, then so that we can go to the next rules of trading these ranges. First thing to do is switch to the line chart, and I think I see not a clearest range, but I can identify this one as actually a range. I can identify this as a range. Why this is a range, I will explain it further right now, so that it can be clear to everyone that this is a trading range. So another thing to note is that before a trading range happens, usually the market is it trends. Usually the market is trending maybe to the downside or even to the upside. So as you can see, it was nice here when the market was making higher highs, higher lows, like higher highs and higher lows, even higher highs, and coming back around this trend line. As you can see, everything was beautiful and every trend trader was making money until this market put this high, and then here was our higher low. So when the market came, we were expecting maybe to form a higher low, I mean, around this trend line, maybe to continue. Once the trend line gets broken, at least it must form a higher high around these lows, or even below, I mean above these lows, I mean. Then that's where it can form a higher low here for continuation. If it doesn't form here or here, then definitely here or even somewhere above this previous higher low. So in that case, that didn't happen. Instead, the market decided that it's gonna break this previous low, break it aggressively and create a lower high. Create a lower high and then a lower low, and then some sort of previous what happened after the market created this lower low right here. After it created this lower low here, it went and tested back this previous support, which was supporting the market here. It went back and tested it as a resistance. And then let's continue. So after testing it as a resistance, what do we expect? We're expecting the market to continue down, maybe even break this support and continue with this newly formed downtrend. But for now, it's currently in a range, which is this box right now. So best case scenario for me, as I have analyzed in this previous weeks or month, that this thing was going up. Now the momentum has shifted to the downside. So since the momentum has already shifted to the downside, as you can see, so I will no longer look to buy this range. I'm not saying it cannot work, but the highest odds of this range is above this current price, which is this resistance. If the market come back here, let's prepare to sell it again. Or in this case, even if it doesn't go now, it can come down. Should it retrace back to this previous resistance, expect it to fall. So that's the first tip. So the second tip, after finding this range, the next thing that you wanna do, you wanna draw your zones around those resistance, and then give it a buffer on GBP. Obviously, you can give it 40 to 50 pips, which is around 30 pips. For this case, I'll rather keep it 30 pips, and then I'll copy the same zone for the support line, and then wait for the market to bounce in between these two support and resistance. So that's the second tip that I want to give you. The first one, remember, when you are looking for these ranges, look on the 4-hour and daily. Second one, when you are looking, make sure that you are using the line chart. After identifying the range, feel free to switch in between time frames. Like for instance, this zone is identified on the 4-hour. So now what I can do, I'm allowed to go to the 1 hour, so that on the 1 hour I can find a tighter stop loss. Meaning, when this was tested here, when the market formed this pin bar, I could have sold here and put my stop loss here. which is gonna be a much tighter stop loss than when you are gonna end on the 4-hour time frame. So that's the third tip. The fourth one is always wait for a confirmation candlestick pattern to form when the market touches the resistance or the support line of the range. So that's the fourth one. Always wait for a confirmation. So by the way, let us go and look for the last range if we can, so that we can keep this video as short as possible. So let me load my template. Okay, so now let's just continue. Try to look and see if we can find a range. Let's start on the daily. I don't see a very clear range. So I will move on to the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, we can, if we on the 4-hour here, it's a subjective. Yeah, it's a subjective matter. So means it's not too obvious. So we are looking for something that is too obvious. So I don't want to confuse anyone who's watching this video. So let's rather look for a different pair and look for a range on this 4-hour chart. And even here, it's subjective. So let's go to the daily. I can't find anything. Let's again look at the daily for USD CAD and look at the 4-hour. I found nothing on the daily. So on the 4-hour as well, I see nothing that I can assure everyone that it's a clean range. This one I can find, but it relates to the one I identified. It does relate. So now let's look for another one that's quite a totally different range. So on the 4-hour, I can't see anything here. It's gradually going down, as you can see. So let's look again. Actually here there's a range, a very nice one. So now I have identified now a very beautiful range. What's the next step is to draw our resistance and support, and then switch to the candles. Then that's where we can adjust our zone accordingly. So now I want to put my line here and accommodate this previous support, now resistance. I will even move the one that is beneath support line level. So yeah, I'm happy with the resistance. So let me adjust this one, the support one. So I will adjust it here. I'm quite happy with this range. It's a very nice range. So the next step after identifying it is to draw my zone, which you can give it a buffer of depending on the pair, 15 pips, 20 pips. This one I can give it 40. So I'll give it 40, this one, then copy the line. I believe that's around 40 pips. So I'll give it 40 pips, this one, 46 pips, and then I'll copy my zone and put it on the support. So the next thing to do currently now, since it's Friday, I won't take now. I can take it now because the market is about to close. Actually, let me hold my horses. I can't take this one because remember the concept that I believe in, once the market gets tested like more than 3 times or 4 times, it's no longer strong to me. It's getting weaker and weaker because I believe here there are orders of the market makers. The big banks are placing orders. So the more times it's coming here, it's filling those orders. So now it can create a further higher low and then break this resistance. So now I'm not expecting this thing to go down. Nevertheless, I'm not saying it cannot go down. It can go down, because especially when the preceding trend is going down. So remember, if the preceding trend is going down and then you found a range, then it's better to sell than to buy. The higher odds are in the sell. And when the market, the preceding trend on the market is going up, and then you found a trading range, then it means that you can look to buy the bottom or the support zone of your trading range, so that you can trade in line with the trend. So that is all that I wanted to share with you. I hope you found it useful. So take care of your friends and family. Until the next video.